Hey guys, King of Charmander here. Today I'll be your judge, your jury, and your analyst. And today I bring you a sweet 5-0 with a spicy Infernape team. So when I was looking at the top teams and I was scrolling down, doing a little bit of studying, there's a lot of like similar cores, but there's one Pokemon that really stood out. So multiple people were breaking this team in, but whoever had this idea, you guys are geniuses, because this was a whole lot. I had so much fun running this team. It features Drifblim lead, Empoleon Switch, and Infernape to close out. And Infernape's Blast Bird does a ridiculous amount of damage. As you see on paper, it doesn't look too great. B for coverage only, not a lot of bulk or safety, and only B for consistency. However, this team, as you see on this 5-0 Shoutcast, does really surprisingly well against the meta, and people really underestimate how much Blast Burn does with Infernape. If you scroll down here, as you see, basically whatever loses against Drifblim. If you lose lead with Drifblim, safe switch an Empoleon, and then like try to win out the match. If you go against Empoleon, you could choose to sacrifice Drifblim in the lead. So you could choose to sack Drifblim in the lead. There's a lot of things you can do. A relatively high threat score, which is why it's pretty nuts that I went 5-0 with it, and I lost the lead a lot. So again, if you hard lose the lead against Drifblim, like against an Obama Snow, I've played one before, against something like an Obama Snow, then you switch out into Empoleon, and then you try to make it so that you lock in that Ice type or the Electric type into Infernape, because it's likely going to be a Magnezone or an Obama Snow that you switch out of, so then you can go ahead and fire spin it down for the W. And then Empoleon's your safe switch. I do a little bit of fanciness here, so the way you see I play Empoleon or against Empoleon in this matchup, it might give you a good idea of how to play against Empoleon leads. Because you lose against Empoleon leads really hard with Drifblim. So as you see with Drifblim, if you go to the Empoleon matchup against Drifblim, where are you at right now? Where's meta? Meta. Ah, here you go. Okay. So if you go over here and you see the matchup in particular, you lose the 2 shield, but only if you bait. So what happens in this scenario, if you put it backwards, as you see, Drifblim wins only if you bait the 2 shield. So you have to get a Shadow Ball through shields in order to beat Empoleon. If you go straight Shadow Ball, what happens here is that you'll be able to break both shields, and then you can just sacrifice Drifblim. But the problem is Empoleon will be really healthy, or what happens is they elect to let their Empoleon go, and then they have shield advantage. So you'll go to the zeros, but they'll have the 1-0s. Like I mentioned, you'll see multiple scenarios in this Shoutcast, so I hope you guys enjoy this sweet 5-0 with this spicy monkey. It was literally on fire. It was like, you know, Goku, or like, yeah. Well, Dragon Ball Z reference is great for this one. You want to know why? Well, Dragon Ball Super / Z, whichever one you were. I watched the old school Dragon Ball back in the day, you know, when Goku was a monkey. So that's probably why I'm making the Dragon Ball reference, as you see here, because, you know, Saiyans are apes. And, you know, like, Infernape's got that little, like, fiery hair thing going on. So, you can see that. Also, speaking of hair, yes, King of Charmander's had a haircut finally. So, my hair, it feels really nice to finally get rid of. Well, I have this is like the military buzz cut, so like I keep my hair short anyways, because when I'm competing in jiu-jitsu, or like I'm wrestling as a coach, if I'm wrestling my wrestling kids, your hair gets in the way. But I also like the fact that I sweat more when I have hair, because, you know, I'm warmer, and also my cold resistance goes down like 90% when I lose my hair, so I get cold really easily, so it kind of sucks. Anyways, but this is good, because my mental health tip for the day is sleep. Sleep is very important. And speaking of cooling down, a good way to get a good night's sleep is not only to sleep at regular times, not only to turn off electronics about an hour. I don't follow that rule. I probably should, so I fall asleep faster, but I use the Calm app as well. So I use a mindfulness app called Calm, where I have like the ocean like playing in the background. But also, the last tip is to keep your room cool. Typically, it's between like, I think 65, 64 degrees or something like that, between 70, so like 69 degrees and below. Yes, that's not me like being funny. There's actually like, it's like 69 degrees and below. So like, for me, it's like 64 degrees, so like 18 degrees Celsius. But what happens is that your core body temperature will drop when you sleep, so it helps you sleep more. And sleep is important for your mood, important for you to function throughout the day, and for you not to feel like crap so you can power through the day and your battles or just anything else you have going on. So make sure you all get enough sleep. And again, cool sleep environment allows you, with like little lights, allows you to sleep well. So make sure you sleep well, make sure you eat well. And then that's my mental health tip for the day. I hope you enjoy this sweet 5-0 Shoutcast, and without further ado, let's get started. Alright, so here are the battles. For the first one, we get Drifblim and a Drifblim. Alright, so we get the sweaty mirror match off the bat. So there's two ways you could play the mirror. Either they stay in or they switch out. And they switch out into a Drapion. I send in Empoleon just because you resist the poison jabs. And at the same time, you kind of don't want... It has Aqua Tail, so you don't want to throw Infernape into a Drapion. As you see here, they get a freaking poison jab through. My brain is like, oh crap. Okay, so this is what happens. I made kind of a really dumb play here. As you see, these crunches are chunking and the debuff is there. So this really sucks. So you're gonna see me misplay pretty dang hard here. So I'm gonna shield one, and then I'm like, why? Oh my gosh. Okay, so because I got that one through, they get to all these crunches, and I'm like, oh crap. Okay, now I'm in trouble. So I have to either choose to send in my Drifblim or Infernape. So I choose Infernape, and I'm like, okay, you know what? Blast Burn does big damage. You cannot, because I have all this energy from farming down that Drapion, we can get to a Blast Burn. If they don't shield this is going to hurt a lot. And as you see here, they take the full shiny burn. Shinies do more damage confirmed, and they never get to a Shadow Ball, which they were trying to. And we get a Magnezone. That was a terrible mistake by an opponent. They probably thought they could take it, but as you see here, Infernape just goes ape. And it goes like, oh my gosh, like Monkey King Enma. If you watch Naruto, Monkey King Enma is a boss. And as you see here, we're just going to sacrifice our poor Drifblim to the gods because we're like, we no longer need you. So I just want this Magnezone to blow its energy. It has to wild charge, and with that debuff, you should be able to fire spin down, and that's GG's. Monkey King Enma comes through. I summon the shiny ape. That is a shiny rank 3 Infernape. I was pretty happy when I got this. This was all the way back in Chimchar Community Day 2, so it's been mad long since I used this. And I never thought I would be using it for content. And here you go, a sweet match. And yes, Blast Burn will put you in kill range for Drifblim, so it's pretty ridiculous. So that was a sweet first battle. That's the first dub. The second dub, as you see for the 5-0, we get Empoleon into Drifblim. And you lose this pretty hard. Because what happens here is that they will get to Hydro Cannon at the same time you get the Shadow Ball, and you are bound to lose CMP unless they just choose not to fire or that they lose a move in the beginning, which seems to still be happening for some odd reason, despite the fact that it's been 2 seasons since we've had this glitch. Come on, Niantic. I don't know what you're doing during your worker hours, but stop taking smoke breaks and actually take care of your game, please. Or you probably, there's a high turnover rate of employees in Niantic. Don't ask how I know that. I used to work HR. So, no one really knows what they're doing. It's like like when Clefairy, the little meme where it's pushing buttons. As you see, I'm double committing my shields here just because I want to win Switch. So, I want to keep alignment. Maybe they're going to double shield here, or they'll let the Shadow Ball through, which it does. And I'm like, oh, this is great. And I'm like, no, this is not great. That's a freaking Bastiodon. So we rapidly switch into Empoleon. And as you see here, both of their back row is weak to Empoleon. So I'm like vibing super hard right now. I'm like, let's go. And then I should be able to get to 2 Hydro Cannons, or I should be able to bait this last shield, as you see here. And maybe I can get to it. Well, it depends. Is this Sand Tomb or Earthquake? If it's Earthquake, I die. If it's Sand Tomb, I live. And a magnitude 629 or 669 420 Earthquake comes through, takes out my Empoleon, and that goes back to the Happy Feet movie way back in the day. Now I'm going to farm you down. Now there's no way they can get to another Earthquake because Earthquake takes so much energy. This is a Night Slash. It is. I'm going to be able to farm down, and I'm going to I'm going to Falcon, well, not really Falcon Punch. If you play Super Smash Bros, yes, King of Charmanders is educated in that as well. Falcon Punch goes through, and we one-shot the Bastiodon. And yes, one close combat from Infernape, even at a rank 3 with 0 attack, will KO a whole Bastiodon, and that's GG's. I hope you enjoyed that epic Shoutcast. By the way, those of you that spam Falcon Punch in Smash, I dig it, because I do the same exact thing. You jump, and then you Falcon Punch. We get Drifblim into Cresselia. So this actually isn't a super bad matchup for our opponent if they call the baits, because they fire really early, and I'm like, is this why are you grass knotting me? I'm like, what? Nani? Nani, what? I remember a comment telling someone, do I watch anime? Yes, I watch a lot of anime. I just watched Demon Slayer. I watched the latest episode of Attack on Titan. If you're missing it, it's on out right now, and you need to watch it. Like, now. Yes, Attack on Titan new season is out right now. There's my free, not being paid or sponsored by anyone of anime to do that. Now, as you see, they eat the Shadow Ball, and now we're able to farm down. We have a bazillion energy for our Drifblim, and we're just going to Icy Wind the unholy hell out of this Togekiss. Togekiss is a top 10, like, lead and overall in Sinnoh Cup, but, you know, there's a lot of Empoleons running around, so I don't know why you're using it, but it's not a bad pick. As you see here, the reason why it's so bad is because we farmed down your Cresselia and got two Icy Winds off. This is a -2 Togekiss, and I'm not going to shield anything because even if it's a Flamethrower, a -2 Togekiss isn't going to do a lot of damage to an Empoleon because Flamethrower does neutral damage, or if it's an Aerial Ace, you resist it anyways. We're going to make this Togekiss very, very wet. We're going to make it super wet, and we're going to fire the Cannon of Hydros. As you see, the Cannon of Hydros go down, and we get a Gastrodon. This is terrible for us, but we have 2 shields. So I should be able to shield, even if they get to a Body Slam, I can shield that. But as you see here, we're going to get the Hydro Cannon off, and all I have to do is send in Infernape with 2 shields, and I should be able to Fire Spin down. Thankfully, I have 2 shields, because if I didn't, this would really suck, because both of my back row is weak to Gastrodon, as you see here. But because we have 2 shields, they attempt to farm us down, and unfortunately, that doesn't work. With Fire Spin and with Waterfall damage, we KO the Gastrodon, and that's GG's. Sweet win number 3. We're facing a whole bunch of weirdness here, and as you see, we got Legend on Legend action. This was a very sweet match. Not sweet because we lose the lead pretty freaking hard. So, as you see here, I'm gonna have to, this is a crazy because as you see here, I'm like, did I lose a move? I think I did, but at the same time, even if I didn't, Empoleon win CMP. So, again, you can make the choice. This was actually, I played this, there's a very fancy way to play this. So I'm going to Shadow Ball. I'm going to ball out, absolutely ball out like Steph Curry's 3-pointers. Yes, I am a Golden State Warriors fan. I was a Warriors fan before they started winning championships, all right? This is when I deployed to Afghanistan. So before you tell me that I'm a bandwagon, I am from the Bay Area, that's 1. 2, I've lived in the Bay Area, even like before I left the military, and yes, I was a Warriors fan when I deployed to Afghanistan. I was like, oh, we have a basketball team. And that's when they got knocked down the Clippers in the 2nd round. So yes, I still remember because I was watching it. So as you see, Shadow Balls go through and they call both. So here's what I'm going to do. As you see, I take both shield. I'm going to switch into Empoleon and try to win CMP. And I don't win CMP. So this is all bad. We're down to zeros. I have a ton of chip damage on Empoleon. So we're going to have to pull out a really big win con up our booty. So as you see here, I'm undercharging a little bit. I don't know the exact range, but I want to get to like where I can get, like, as you see, I'm trying to get 1. And then they switch in the Drifblim. I should be able to do damage here. Hydro Cannon will still do a decent amount of damage, and they have to Shadow Ball me in order to KO it. Icy Wind won't KO at this range because it's double resisted. So they're going to have to get through the Shadow Ball. This is likely a Shadow Ball, and then I can send in Infernape. I can farm this down. Their Empoleon is 1 Fire Spin away, and they probably have a Bastiodon in the back. So if they do, I can just punch it to death. You know, just like viciously punch it. You know, I do Muay Thai and boxing, so like, you know, I hit really hard. A top 10 UFC flyweight told me that I hit hard, so I believe it. And yes, they quit out, and I'm pretty sure there was a Bastiodon in the back. So rather than see their Bastiodon get punched in the face and absolutely broken, they decided to quit out and show mercy to their Bastiodon. I really wanted that Bastiodon. Like, I'm not gonna lie, I wanted to see it so bad just so I could punch it in the face. That's how much hate I have for that stupid tap piece of garbage that doesn't. Oh my god, I should stop roasting Bastiodon. Pokemon or Pokemon 2, you know. It's not that bad. It's just bad because it's go battling, you know. And we get an Empoleon into Drifblim again. And this time I'm lagging really hard. And as you see, we did some like really weird that was funny. I was like, what the heck just happened here? For the 5-0, we lose the lead again. Of freaking course, right? But they eat the Shadow Ball through shields. So I'm just like, wow, dude. Dang. Yes, I will Shadow Ball through shields. I will not attempt to bait, and that's a play anyways, because you can be a little fancy like you saw in the previous matchup against the Legend. Just because this person is a Legend, they do have that is a wonderful CP, by the way. 1469, that is a fantastic number. I approve. Unfortunately, 1469 Empoleon just got blasted, and now I have all this energy throughout your back row. We get a Drifblim on Drifblim action, and I'm like, okay, this is actually a little bad. The reason why it's a little bad is because I might be able to get to a second Icy Wind, and thankfully I do, but, you know, the Virtue CMP is strong, and they don't manage to get to another Icy One, so I'm like, all right, let's go. So we're going to fire off this Icy One. This is a -2 Drifblim now, and then I'm going to switch into my Empoleon. Now, they decide to switch out and switch to a Togekiss, and this is pretty much GG's. We resist everything they have to throw at us, and at the same time, we still got a whole Infernape in the back. I can sack the Infernape at full HP. There's a lot of things I can do. They elect not to shield, but it doesn't really matter because I would be able to, I'll get to 2 Hydro Cannons anyways, and as you see, that's GG's. I killed multiple no Togekisses were harmed in the making of this 5-0 Shoutcast. Actually, a lot were, yeah. And that made me very happy. And as you see here, we got that sweet 5-0. 5-0 with Infernape. I had a lot of fun this. We punched the Bastiodon to death. We burned down a Drifblim, like, full of... Well, we filled it with hot air because we shot the flames from the ground. And I hope y'all enjoyed the Shoutcast because I had a lot of fun making this video. A sweet 5-0 with a Empoleon, a Drifblim, and most of all, our boy Infernape. Flaming hot punches of doom. Like, you know, like Captain Falcon. Yes. And that's GG's. I hope y'all enjoyed the Shoutcast again. I had a lot of fun doing this video. You know what's funny? Alright, so funny story about the whole close combating the Bastiodon thing. I was getting my haircut and I was like waiting. And when I was recording the battle, like, all I saw, like, when I saw the Bastiodon, my face, like, lit up, and I was, like, oh my gosh, I'm about to end this Bastiodon's life. Like, I was getting so hyped, and then there was, like, this person next to me, and they were just, like, staring. They're like, what the hell is this guy so happy about? And, like, you know, you can't help but be happy when you're about to one-shot Bastiodon. When you're about to, like, end its life, you don't even need to summon the Dragon Balls to wish it to death, because all you're gonna do is summon the One Punch Man of death, and then all you're gonna do is summon the power of Saitama and then blow the Bastiodon's face off with one punch, just like that. And yeah, it was really funny. Anyways, I hope you guys enjoy this. This is a very fun team, which did consistently well, as you saw here. It's kind of hard to play, especially against Empoleon, because depending on how it plays out with Empoleon, as you see, like, it's a little rough. But you lose the lead, you say switch into Empoleon. Hopefully, Drifblim and your Infernape with shields can close out, because not a lot of people, as you saw, like when I blast burn that Drifblim, really don't. They're like, wow. I was like, oh my gosh, that did so much damage. It was really sweet. Infernape is really good, and well, not really good. The only reason I powered this one up is because it's literally a rank 3 shiny, and I got it from Chimchar Community Day. So I never imagined I would power it up and use it for content, but here we are. And it was very, very entertaining, and I hope y'all enjoyed that. It was very spicy, and it'll let a lot of people's elos on fire. Please do me a huge favor. Please like and subscribe. Speaking of fire-type Pokemon, my favorite Pokemon is Charmander. It is my starter, and these 2 Charmanders would like you to like and subscribe. It's totally free, and you can easily subscribe by using the little box at the bottom right. Really appreciate my current subscribers. Good luck on your Go Battle League sets, and I will see you guys on the next video.